Detroit Business Hub Group Director Nancy O'Neill works with her team of experts. Listen to conversations with business professionals to discover the latest business innovations, insights, and trends. Find out what's hot and what's not in today's business market.
Hi, everybody. It is Nancy with Detroit Business Hub Group. I'm so glad that you all were able to join us once again. I have a special guest with me this evening, and his name is Kevin Towns. Kevin Towns is a professional cleaner. He's been in the industry for about 15 years. And with that, I will go ahead and let you further introduce yourself, Kevin.
Hello, everyone. My name is Kevin Towns. I'm here on behalf of Commercial Grade Cleaning. I've been in business for myself the past 8 years with over 15 years of experience.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you for correcting that. I'm like, you started when you were 10.
Yeah, I did with my parents.
Okay.
Yeah, they got me. My parents got me off into the business. I just stuck with it after they no longer wanted to do it.
Oh, so you took over your parents' business then?
Yeah, I just changed the name. That's all.
Oh, okay, great. Yeah, we have a couple of generational business owners in our network. So hopefully you'll enjoy being on the podcast tonight and you'll decide you want to be a part of us. So Kevin, just go ahead and give us a little bit of background about your business and what you do as a professional cleaner. I know that you service residential as well as business. So do you currently have any spots available? Are you looking for new clients? Are you pretty full right now?
I'm pretty full due to the lack of employees with today's climate. So employment is difficult at this time, but I am interested in more contracts as well as employees. We're a janitorial cleaning company. We offer an array of services other than one umbrella at a single point of contact. So my services consist of general cleaning, detail cleaning, residential, as well as commercial on a weekly, daily, or bi-weekly or a monthly basis. It's predicated upon the actual client needs and what they're interested in.
Okay. I'm just like, everywhere you go, you see like now hiring.
Yeah.
And then I keep seeing all these people say they're unemployed and they don't have a job. I'm like, how is that possible with all of these employers that are out here hiring? I don't understand. I'm like, what's going on?
Yeah, it's real competitive right now, trying to get people to, it's competitive because, unemployment is making it the money that they're granted. So it's, in some cases more conducive just to
stay at home.
Yeah, I get it with COVID and everything. It makes sense, I assume.
Right. Well, I hope you find the employees that you are looking for, because we talk about scaling quite a bit, and having that right staff is so important to the livelihood of your business, and also being able to build your business as well. There's only so much that you can do as one person. And it seems like sometimes when you don't have those right employees in space in their proper space, you just kind of get stagnated. And that's with any business owner. Yeah,
for sure. This past year and a half has been trying and pretty stagnant. Mm-hmm. So, but it's picking up now, and I'm satisfied. I'm enjoying myself. Yeah.
Okay, great. Well, I'm sure you've had some successes with employees over 8 years. That's
for sure,
a nice track record going there. Now, do you have concerning your employees, do you allow some of your employees to work part-time, or do you mostly want full-time employees?
Part-time mostly, because my cleaning consists of after hours. Mm-hmm. So part-time, anywhere between 2 to 4 hours a day, or as needed by the contract and the client. So time work and full-time work.
Yeah, I actually owned an insurance agency for 5.5 years. And one thing that I found is that was my sweet spot too, was hiring someone part-time, about 20 hours a week. Mm-hmm. But most of the people that I found, they wanted to work full-time, with the salary and commission. And that just wasn't very affordable for the pay structure that I had. I paid more on a scale because I'm getting paid on commission too.
Right.
So, if you're not making me money, I'm losing money.
Right.
So, Yeah, the pay is really important. So, and how the person gets paid, and then I also wanted the person to be motivated too, and not just come in to make money without producing anything. So
Right, for
it's called
sure.
producers in insurance, which means you need to be producing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So you got started with your parents' business. Is this something that you thought you would still be doing 8 years later? Do you have other interests, or do you have like another career that you thought about going into as well?
So that's an interesting question because literally, like, I remember the 8th grade leaving school to go help my dad clean another school, and I hated it. Like, I never wanted to clean, but it was something that I understood and was good at. So I just decided to make the decision just to go into it. And now, actually, I just recently applied for school. I'm going back for culinary arts.
What?
Yeah, that's my passion.
Great.
Yeah, I enjoy cooking a lot.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
I mean,
so
you can keep your business going while
yeah,
you're
for
a
sure.
business owner. So you can do two things.
Yeah, ultimately, the business is going to pay for my food truck, and then the food truck will pay for my brick and mortar, my actual.
Look at
Yeah,
you. So you got big plans. So what
yeah, I
type
got a
of
vision.
food, what type of food do you want to offer?
See, it'll be American, but with a twist. So, like, I've been working on this dish right now, like a deep fried Cornish hen. I know I haven't seen anyone produce that anywhere, so that's just something different. It's chicken, but it's just a deep fried Cornish hen. It's not something you see every day.
Yeah,
It's
that's a
one
great
dish.
idea. That's something I had never thought about because
Yeah, yeah.
yeah, Cornish
So,
hens have quite a bit of juice. So I'm
mhm.
sure that with it being fried, it's probably gonna be falling right off the bone.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. It's interesting to say the least. It's very creative, and I enjoy that.
Okay, so where do you think you want to set your food truck and eventually your restaurant up at?
See my food truck. I would like to move around with the food truck. Do more so corporate events, more than
Okay.
anything. Set up contracts with various businesses or buildings, and just set up outside for their lunchtime and
hmm
travel with it. Do different parks or concerts once the world is fully vaccinated and open. And as far as the restaurant, I want to keep it in the inner city.
Okay, that
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah, I want to keep it in the inner city.
So in terms of your corporate contracts, will you be piggybacking on that and
For
just
sure.
some of your
Yeah,
right
yeah,
now? So yeah, that
yeah,
sounds like a win-win for you. You could sell them the food and then turn around and clean it up.
yeah, yeah. That's the goal. That's the goal. I've had conversations with clients concerning it. It's just picking brain. I, I'm invested.
Okay, that sounds good. What happened during COVID? Like a lot of these brick and mortar locations were closed, buildings were closed down, employees were working from home. So how did you survive during that period? Were you still able to work? Like what did you do for like the last year?
Well, unfortunately, I lost more than 6,000 a month in
Oh
contracts.
wow, that's a lot of
Yeah, that's a
money.
big hit. Yeah, that's a big hit. So
Dang.
that was, because cleaning wasn't needed because everyone was working
Yeah,
from
the buildings are closed. Yeah.
home. So what I did for the most part, I still were able to do carpet cleaning,
Okay.
residential. That really helped out a lot. That picked up because of
Right.
course people are home more, so the
Right.
traffic has increased at home, which causes dirt and debris. So I survived off the carpet cleaning as well as COVID fog disinfecting.
COVID, what now? Say that one.
Fog disinfecting.
Okay.
CDC approved chemical, disinfecting chemical, and I just go into the home and just fog disinfect, spray all touch points. Touch points are like doorknobs,
Mhm.
anything pretty much that you're physically can touch is considered a touch point. And I made a good amount of money off of that. But of course, with COVID, it is expensive because I'm putting my family as well as myself at risk. So you kind of have to gauge it and pay for that. So.
Right. So I just assume you just went in with the proper PPE equipment,
Yeah, yeah, for sure.
gloves, you probably wore a face mask,
A whole
maybe
body
a
suit.
full pass. Yeah, the bodysuit,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah, for sure. And just
Yeah,
spray everything.
right. So in terms of your employees, did that cut back as well? Were you doing a lot of the work on your own because some of your employees didn't want to go out?
Yeah, I did a lot of work on because a lot of my employees, I try to deal with the older crowd.
Mm-hmm.
As far as employment, they're just a little more responsible from my own experience.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, because they're older, they're high risk.
Right.
They did scale back, and I was forced to do more. Sometimes my morning starts early as 4 a.m. and I don't get
Oh,
home
wow.
1 a.m.
Oh,
And
my
I just,
goodness.
but it's routine now, so I get it
Mm-hmm.
done.
So you're used to just getting 3 hours of sleep now.
Yeah, yeah. Most billionaires don't even sleep 6 hours. So
Right.
statistically,
Okay.
yeah.
Well, hey, looks like everything's working out now. I hope that you're getting more sleep now that, like you said, more people are getting vaccinated and the market's opening back up. And we apparently are supposed to be opening up fully in July. So
Yeah,
I think that'll come with, more opportunities as well. But
yeah,
everybody's feeling like a lack of employees because you go to certain establishments. They used to be open till 9 or 10 o'clock. They're closing at like 6 and 7, and they're like
hmm
getting employees to close for us, so we have to close the door early.
yeah,
There's
yeah.
a Dollar Tree that I live next to that I'm used to going into 2 or 3 times a week to buy certain things, for my classroom or whatever else, and the doors closed. Like I'm like, I never
Like,
seen
what's
them just
going
like
on?
shut down for the
Yeah,
entire day. I'm like, when you guys gonna be back open again? So that they've been closed now for like 2 days. So
yeah,
it's kind of nerve wracking when those things that you do routinely you can't do because
they're
this
understaffed.
establishment's not open. Yeah.
Yeah, they're understaffed. Yeah, it's a lot of that going on. Even in mostly, I know in the restaurant industry, they're suffering being understaffed.
Exactly. So when you do start your food truck in the restaurant business, will you have an online platform? Because those seem to be the types of businesses that are thriving. So will your customers be able to order online? Are you going to offer delivery or carry out? Like what
Yeah.
options have you thought about so far?
Well, I've been sitting down and working with Brandy. Actually,
Oh, okay, great.
yeah,
She can tell me that.
getting
Yeah, I know
everything
she's a
ordered,
business coach
building
as
the
well.
website. Yeah, getting everything ordered, building the website, building the brand.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I mean, to start broadcasting and marketing on social media as well as having the website for the internet.
Right.
That's our next meeting. We're going to address the question you just asked, like how are we going to gain
Right.
market this? How are we going to present the food items and get it out to the customer, those who are interested.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah, I probably give myself a year before I actually start to put it out. I strongly believe in decency and order, so I'm in no rush.
Absolutely. You want to start right when you do start, so you don't
Yeah,
have
for
a whole
sure.
bunch of bumps once you get out there. Um, so yeah, Brandy's been on our show a couple of times. As you know, she's the one that recommended me to you. And Brandy is actually the vice president of our organization, Detroit Business Hub Group.
Okay.
So she has been, really instrumental in helping me connect in areas where we don't necessarily, typically work in, such as commercial cleaning. But I mean, like last summer, I worked at Great Blackwell's insurance agency, and he needs a cleaner. Like he says, a building that kind of do like routine stuff like once a week, but
Yeah.
he could have used somebody coming in once a week or once every other week. He's taking the trash out himself, and he's doing things that there aren't income producing activities. I'll put
Right. Yeah. Right. Very much so.
Yeah, so like you don't think about these things like, oh, it's not a big deal if I just take out the trash, once or twice a week.
Mhm.
But you got to think like once you take the trash out and clean out the refrigerator and wipe counters off, it's like that time starts to add up and
It's time
time is
consuming.
money.
Yeah. It takes time.
Yeah, it's like, do you want to continue to possibly lose money while you're doing these things, or do you just want to hire a professional? This is something you don't have to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
So
Excuse me.
Oh no, it's okay. So yeah, I am totally for people getting the help that they need, because it's kind of like as a business owner, you are really wearing enough hats. You have enough stuff to do, and that
Yes.
Just adding more to your plate that you don't really have not that you have to have a huge skill set to clean, but
right. It's the behind the scenes that requires the skills.
Yeah. And I mean, it's not what you went to school for. It's not the profession that you plan to go in. And like I said, I think a lot of times as business owners, we actually spend a lot of our time doing things that don't generate any kind of income. Yeah. So because you're going to work every day, you're unlocking the door to your establishment, and it looks like you're like, well, I've been here for 8 hours. Yeah. But when you start to pull out your sales, like your sales sometimes are not really reflecting how much time you're putting into your business. And I say in my book, Fire Your Job, Be Your Own Boss, like you literally have to plan out your day. And my recommendation is to have like 5 to 8 income producing activities in your schedule. Because what happens a lot of times, we get to work, we don't want to pick up that 10-pound phone, we don't want to write the blog, we don't want to follow up on prospects that we might have given a quote to. So we end up doing things that don't bring us in any income. Like we'll say, oh, I am like really sleepy right now. I'm gonna go make a pot of coffee. Yeah. After that, you got like a TV on in the little receptionist area. Start watching TV. Then you look up and it's like 10 o'clock. You get a couple of phone calls. They're already existing customers, so they're not going to make money. Yeah. And you handle that for like an hour. You look up, it's like 11:30. It's like, what? It's time for lunch. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely right. That's funny.
So it's like you look up, it's the end of the day, like and you have not generated any sales. And you're like, oh, it's probably just it's because it's Monday. And then come back Tuesday and repeat the same thing. And it's like you can only do that for so long. Right. You're only going to be able to float in your business for so long. At some point, your business has to start creating an existing stream of income for you to be able to survive in this market. So you really got to come up with a game plan, really from jump. And a lot of business owners who are successful now, one thing that they're doing is they're actually they're having kind of like this open house or this grand opening where they're introducing their product or their service to like a large group of people so you can get the word out there as soon as possible. Well, in order to do that, you need to be getting your prospect list together. Like it might take you, that's something that you can talk to Brandy about, but it might take you, a couple weeks to like a month to get a full prospect list together. So like they say, your leads is really it's going to be your future pipeline, and leads are worth their weight in gold. So
as strong as your leads.
Exactly. So you can start with, you already are really blessed because you already have an existing business. So definitely, your current and past clients, affiliates that you have in your industry, other cleaners, like professional cleaners, they need to eat. So I did the same thing when I left real estate and I went into insurance. I contacted past clients, and that's the thing. You really want to start building that database as soon as possible, because that's really where you don't always get your first sales from friends and family, but it doesn't hurt to start there, Yeah, for sure. If they don't have business for you, they can always give you referrals.
Yeah, word of mouth is the best.
Absolutely. I agree.
It's the best ever.
Yeah. So I'm really excited about your fried Cornish hens. I want to see when you're gonna get this. When are you gonna get this up and running? Because I definitely want to come out and support you with that. So let's piggyback to your professional cleaning business. What is like your prices when you say someone could come in once a week? Like, hey, do you go by square footage? Like, how do you decide how much you're going to charge for the services that you offer?
Typically, I like to do a walkthrough with the client so that way I understand what they're interested in. Because square footage is considered an empty room.
Right. Okay. I got
you. Never cover the whole square footage. So you're either cheating yourself or you could potentially cheat your client. So I like to go in and do a walkthrough with them.
Okay.
I have a better understanding. Okay, this may take 2 hours. I typically charge by the hour, anywhere between $55 to $75 an hour. It depends on the building and what the client needs are.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it's the same for commercial and residential as well?
Residential would be more so like housekeeping. I charge $35 per hour, two people, 3 hour minimum.
Okay.
So that way there's some type of profit. And on average, it doesn't take longer than 3 hours typically anyway. So it works out unless you just have a hoarder or something like that. But on average, it doesn't take long at all.
Okay. And do you have some consistent clients that, go back as far as your parents when they were running the business, that you come in like once a month? Like I can imagine like an elderly person, like such as my mom, who could really use you right now. That you come in once a month and help out.
Yeah, I do. I have some clients that are monthly as well as some are bi-weekly. That I can go back there that can tell me stories about myself when I was a kid.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, clients, some of them are former babysitters. So,
oh my goodness.
Yeah, so it's interesting.
I bet. So what is, so it sounds like, if they were your former babysitter, let's say, they couldn't be too much older than you. So is it just because they're just working and don't have the time to clean up themselves, or they just don't want to clean? I mean,
some of them are working and don't have the time because they have kids at home. They're doing the whole homeschooling thing as well as working.
Oh, yeah.
So by the time they get off work and they get the kids settled,
right. Yeah, they're just exhausted.
Yeah, they're exhausted. You're gonna get the kids at home all day. So they're and then I just have some that just don't like to clean up their own home.
Yeah.
I'm honestly one of those people. I don't I'll pay a staff member or outsource it to another housekeeping company and let them just clean my home. It's just I'm going all day, so I'm not interested.
I know exactly what you mean. I'm kind of like in the same boat as you. And like, unfortunately for me, it's like, well, if I don't do it, no, there's nobody else left. So,
yeah, right.
Yeah, I definitely definitely have to figure something out, because when you don't take care of the home, like stuff starts piling up.
Yeah, fast.
Yeah, exactly. So with your services, do you all do like home cleanouts too for people who've like been evicted? Because I might be able to refer you to some realtors too on the real estate side that need your services as well. Yes,
I do home cleanouts, and I do initial cleanouts, meaning I have clients that buy properties off the auction. And my team and I configure a team, and we go in and we literally bring everything to the dumpster.
Like gut the whole house out. I mean, everything but like the fixtures. Yeah.
Everything, whatever the client considers trash, we take it out. And those houses literally take a day, 2 days if it's a 2-family flat, but that's an 8-hour job for $4 to $5 million.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just pay for the dumpster yourself? Like
I asked the client to pay for the dumpster.
Okay.
I give them my flat rate, and they just pay upon completion of the service.
Okay, great. Yeah, that sounds like that worked out. When I was selling real estate up until the time I got out the market in 2008, that was a big deal because of the housing crisis, the national housing crisis. And, people were losing their homes left and right. Well, the homes are going into foreclosure, and, then whoever comes to you, the bank comes to you and say, hey, we need you to sell this house in X amount of time, but they wouldn't offer you any type of assistance. Like nobody would come and, mow the grass. Nobody had cleaned the house out. Most of these owners, they left under duress. So the house was an absolute mess, or they just took what they could take with them. They might not have been able to afford to move everything out. So, you kind of need those services in place. to be able to do your job well. And unfortunately, like a lot of that brunt falls on the realtor. And it's like, well, I wasn't expecting to have to pay for it.
Right, yeah.
All of the stuff out of my pocket. Like I personally, I
Yeah.
don't feel like it's my job because, you know, one of my listers moved, one of my homes that I have listed, the owner moved out, so they relocated to another state. That's not my job to mow their grass. I'm like,
Right, not at all, yeah.
it's their house. I'm just
Yeah.
kind of representing the house to try to sell it in the market, but you know, I'm not really responsible for the housekeeping as well.
Yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah, it is. Do you all winterize homes as well?
No, unfortunately, I do not.
Okay, that's fine. I just feel like some homeowners don't think about a lot of things. So for the same house where I did not, this was an actual listing in Indian Village where I did not mow the grass, and I would frequently get calls from, you know, neighbors.
Neighbors, yeah.
You got a big phone number right on the listing sign. It's like, call me to say if you're interested in seeing this house. Or they were calling me to harass me about the grass not being mowed. He also had a pipe burst in the basement because he never got the water cut off. So it's like, you know, things that happen that you would think someone who would have thought this all the way through, like especially if you're relocating out of state and you know you're not going to be there, those types of things would have been taken care of, but a lot of times they're just not.
Right, yeah. It's like typically once the person is gone, they're
not thinking about it at all.
Yeah, at all. They don't consider it.
Yeah, it's just like get the house on. It's like, have you seen this house? Like,
yeah. I've walked into some interesting homes.
I bet. It's like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So thankfully the house, now we're the total flip side. We are in a seller's market where really, you know, anything that the seller asks for, they're pretty much getting right now. So now we're seeing the opposite. So that's great. You know, we don't have all of this inventory in the state where, you know, it's taking a year and a half to sell your home. The house is
that's very aggressive.
Yeah,
the market is very aggressive.
Right. So let's say that someone sells their house quickly and they come to you because they want to get some assistance in getting out of the house as soon as possible. Like say they only have 30 days to move. Do you help with that as well? Or do you just like refer them to a moving company?
I'll refer them to a moving company. Yeah. I try not to put myself too far out there.
Right.
Want to create a bad representation of myself. So I just stick to what I know, and I have a large range of referrals for anything. So I'll outsource those type of things. Yeah.
So what I was going to say too with that is that a lot of times when people when they are moving quickly, they usually need help with cleanup too. Like most people are not going to have time to like move out, clean out their entire house.
Yeah.
So is that common?
Yeah. So typically I have a friend who has his own logistics and moving company. So we'll work together, and he goes in he take a day and he'll clean out, he'll remove everything or have the client move, and then I'll follow up behind him once he's done and go in and clean the house up and get it prepared for viewing.
Okay, great. Yeah, because when you do have a family that is about to move, it is very difficult to be a realtor and show the house because the house is kind of in disarray. I mean, it's not really in showing condition at that point.
Right.
So it's almost best for them to just wait until for the realtor to wait until they just totally move out. Because to me, it's just a much easier sell when there's less clutter. You know, the house is, because then people can kind of use their imagination, but they can't really use that when everything is cluttered and you can't really hardly walk in the house without stepping on something. So I think it's just a lot easier, in my opinion, to sell it once the house is just totally vacated.
Right. I understand. I deal with a few realtors and have good professional relationships with them. So I have an upcoming clean out for next week, actually.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for cleaning, do you ever, for people that do like, they have open houses, do you ever help out with those as well in terms of getting
Yeah.
the home ready for the open house?
Yeah, so I'll do like the initial clean out, and probably like a day or two prior to the open house, revisit and just do some light cleaning. Of course, that price is a whole lot cheaper than
Right.
the original clean out price, but yeah, I'll revisit and get it together for open housing.
Okay, that's great. Well, we're putting together a business directory on our website, so I definitely want to tap into some of your referrals because we love to list them on our website.
Sure thing.
And yeah, we're getting close to 1,000 hits on the website right now. A couple months we hit over 700 hits, so we're only charging the business owner $25 to have their contact information listed on this directory. So I think once it's ready, I'm shooting for it end of June.
Okay.
Line that it's gonna be really successful in terms of helping people get those types of resources that they need.
Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely be interested in signing on for that.
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Kevin, right now, do you have a website or a way that individuals can contact you that if they're interested in using your services?
Yeah, for sure. I'm revising my website due to COVID, revamp and meet the criteria for CDC and the government with all their disinfectant approved chemicals. But I do have an Instagram as well. On Instagram, I can be found at CGC_professionals. Again, that's CGC _professionals.
Okay, and we were talking earlier, like off air in our little green room, and you were telling me you met Brandy through Instagram, and I was telling you I met Brandy through LinkedIn. How much business or referrals do you get from social media right now for your cleaning business?
All of my business, honestly speaking, is probably from Instagram, if not word of mouth.
Okay.
Instagram has truly been a blessing.
Yeah, it's funny that you say that because I have not been a huge, Instagram user. We're more business to business.
Yeah.
But it sounds like if you're getting business clients from it, it sounds like it's doing what you want it to do. It's working well. So are you primarily getting residential clients through Instagram or commercial?
More commercial, actually.
Yeah, we'll definitely have to look into that because our he's a DBHG coach and he's our accountant as well. For several of the members, he says he gets most of his business from Instagram also. And I'm thinking, well, that's probably because they need those consumer services. It's like you're an accountant, but it sounds like you're doing well with commercial and personal. So it sounds like
for sure. More commercial because I prefer more commercial. The money is a lot greater than the residential. It's like one-time things type of, or it's not as lucrative.
Yeah, you were telling me $35 for 3 hours. That's like $100
per hour. Yeah, it's per $35 per hour. 3 hours.
3 hours. Yeah.
No money in that.
Yeah, because then you said there's two of you. At home. Right, and you said there's two of you, so you splitting the cost with another employee. Well, you're not a business owner, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, so how exactly is this going to work when you start your food truck business? Do you just plan to not do the cleaning? Or are you going to try to do half and half until as you continue to build up?
I'll continue to build my team. I just haven't pretty much invested time into building a team with everything that's going on and clients that want you fully vaccinated. And you have people that are against the vaccination, so it's a tug of war.
Absolutely. And then you do have to finish culinary school too, if you want.
Yeah. I have a year of that. So yeah.
Oh, okay. So the program's a year long. That's what I was going to ask.
Yeah, it's accelerated. I'm doing it at Dorsey in Roseville.
Oh yeah, I'm familiar with Dorsey. Yeah.
Yeah. It's a great school. It's a referral actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
well, hopefully they've got some great deals going on now. I know that there's like some phenomenal things going on that wouldn't normally happen in, a regular market. But as things are very competitive. Even in education, you have programs that are slashing their like tuition fees and offering you a lot of incentives to get you enrolled. So hopefully you can take advantage of some of those things as well.
Yeah, I was just actually having a conversation with one of my younger cousins. I was just informing him. I was like, they're giving away degrees at this point.
Exactly.
Like, they're giving them to you. Just take it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. And I know the Biden administration is working on trying to forgive like $50,000 in student loans. I was like, oh, please help me.
Great. That'll wipe me clean.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I really need that because I was like, I'll be on my way to being out of debt if I could just get student loans. Right? I'm like, I got three, right? Well, not the loans. Let's say I got 3 degrees. So I need all the help I can get.
Congratulations. Congrats.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Same to you. And with your business, I know that you are still out in the field. You're going out back out again as soon as your interview is over. What does a typical day look like for you? Do you stay in one building all day? Do you kind of move around from residential to commercial? And how does your typical day look?
Well, I'll tell you about today, for example. Today, 6 a.m., I cleaned the dance studio prior to opening. Mm-hmm. Then after that, I did a few quotes as free estimates with potential clients. Okay. Carpet cleaning from 9 a.m. till just 3 p.m.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so that was all day. Right. And then tonight, upon closing, I have 3 different buildings that I have to attend and clean at 2 hours per building.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so from 6 to roughly, almost 12 in the morning, I'll be out.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm not going to hold you too much longer because I know you had to reschedule from Tuesday just because your schedule kind of ran over. So I appreciate you taking time out of your busy schedule to meet with us this evening. And it sounds like things are booming. I hope that you're able to get more than your 3 hours of sleep a night. Oh,
yeah, for sure. Like, I enjoy it, so
right,
it's not really a factor for me. It's a love. It's like a love-hate relationship. So
I got you.
Yeah.
And do you have people helping you till like midnight, or you just pretty much like the Lone Ranger or the only wolf?
Sometimes, as long as it lasts. People inquire. They say they can work with me, but nobody.
They can't hang that long.
No, I see. Everybody's work ethic is different. I don't care how well you pay them. Everybody's work ethic is different.
Well, everybody can't hang from like 6 a.m. to 12 midnight. Well, that's like, what is that? That's an 18-hour day.
Yeah, that's an 18-hour day all day.
Everybody can't hang like that, Kevin. Especially if you're working with retired people. Good and well. Last that long.
Touche. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, you got to do the part-time thing in shifts to be able to work. But yeah, hopefully I can definitely help you out this summer, and I can probably do.
I got a building in mind for you too.
Oh, great!
2 days a week.
That sounds perfect.
2 hours each day.
Hey, that'll work.
Yeah,
and it just gives me something to do during the summer besides DBHG and writing books and all that stuff. I'm single with no kids right now, so I like to have things to do to keep me busy. But that would be perfect. So we'll just talk one-off more about that. I'm gonna let you get back to work because your evening's gonna be much busier than mine.
Yeah, for sure.
Kevin, thanks again for joining us tonight. And we're gonna have some upcoming events. We're going to have A to Z real estate investor workshop June 26th. That's on a Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 12 noon. So I don't know if you have to work that day, but we would love for you to join us in person and to be able to meet you in person. Brandy's also going to be there. She's actually D-Loft Cafe is going to be providing our lunch for us.
Oh, great.
Yeah, so she'll be there.
I actually do the Sous for that lunch.
Oh, okay. See, look at you.
Sometimes I do step in and help out at the D-Loft. So
okay, great.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, so hopefully you can join us for that. And I just wish you well in your business. It sounds like business is booming right now.
Yeah.
And like I said, hopefully I can help you out a little bit during the summer as well.
Thank you. I appreciate you a lot.
Okay, no problem, Kevin. Thanks again. Nice meeting you. And I'm sure that we will be in touch.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, God bless you as well. Bye-bye. Bye, everybody. See you at our event on June 26th from 9 a.m. to 12 noon with the Jetta Group. Go to dbhg.org to register. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.